Let's color analyze this client together. Here is one of her historical pictures she supplied around the age of 20. And this is her natural hair color. And so when I look at this picture, I see a lot of summer qualities potentially here. I don't see a lot of spring, like bright skin and what have you. I don't see winter easily, and autumn maybe, but I see a lot of summer qualities. Here's another historical picture she supplied. She was about 3.5 years old here. And then here's a picture of her with her natural coloring isolated. I still see potential for high summer being in her coloring. Here's a close-up of her eyes. Now let's look at the color backgrounds on her and do the color comparisons. Now, in the next couple slides where the color comparisons are in here, I've literally just chosen a small subset of the colors that were compared on her in hopes that these are the easier ones that you can see, but many colors are compared on her and the color analysis checks are done. So here's a look at step 1, cool versus warm. So cool here, warm here. Some easy checks you can do is, are you more inclined to look at her eyes first and everything else in terms of the color background second? Which one is her jawline more lifted? Which one is it easy to focus on her? I find that happening over here. Over here is heavy at the jawline. I see increased inconsistency in skin across her cheek area. Like, I don't easily see this one as being better. Another look at cool versus warm. Definitely, I still see over here being better, lift to the jawline, easy to focus on her eyes and everything else. Second, heavy at the jawline over here, unsmooth skin across the cheek area. It's really hard to focus on her. Your eye wants to wander, and over here it's easier. So in step 1, she leaned cool. Because in step 1, she leaned cool, winter versus summer are looked at because these are the cool home seasons. But again, I just want to remind you that her coloring over time didn't easily show winter. So I'm going into this already thinking that the summer is going to be better, but you know, you never know. But over here, I do find increased redness, shadowing in the skin, heavy at the jawline, color is overwhelming her, and over here, it's easy to see her. Skin is brighter, more even. Eyes first, you're more inclined to look at. Everything else second. There's a winter hot pink versus a summer smokier pink. Again, over here, redness is surfacing on her skin. There's shadowing, heavy at the jawline. I get that maybe you go, okay, I look at the color, then her eyes, but that's not really the goal of color analysis. Like, this is overwhelming. It's swallowing her up, the color, whereas over here, eyes first, everything else second in terms of the color. Her jawline's lifted, her skin is brighter and more even. Sometimes I say to people, ignore the color, just focus on the face. And usually sometimes when doing that, people can see the checks, but also sometimes holding the screen far away from you and taking a step back, you can see things sometimes easier as well. Summer is the winner here. So in step 2, she leaned summer. In step 3, the summer flows are looked at. And so light summer, it would be a waste of time to look at for this particular client because her hair naturally would be much lighter, like an extremely light blonde around the age of 20. And so I haven't included the light summer checks in this video. And then because it wasn't a close call between winter and summer in the previous step, I've chosen not to put cool summer in this video, which is the palette between winter and summer. So I've really just stuck to ones that you might be thinking our potential, which is true summer versus muted summer. And so what did we see in the first step, cool versus warm? It wasn't a close call, to me anyways, between cool and warm. So muted summer over here is a neutral range palette. So in step one, in looking at cool versus warm, it would have been a close call between cool and warm if she was a muted summer, because this is a neutral range palette. I didn't see that. And then in step two, behind the scenes, when summer versus autumn was looked at, autumn wasn't a close call. The muted summer is the palette between autumn and summer. And so I'm already going into this step thinking, I don't think I'm going to like the muted summer, because the previous checks and balances for this step really didn't show muted summer. And so here's true summer versus muted summer. You might need to hold your screen back to see this, but there's more lift at the jawline here. She's brighter. Her skin is more even and vibrant. Over here, the jawline's a bit heavy. The skin isn't as smooth around the cheek area, and there's increased shadowing. And then here's a look at true summer versus muted summer again, and you might go, oh, this color over here goes with her eyes, but it's overwhelming her skin. It's a bit heavy at the jawline. Her skin is brighter and more even over here. Remember, look at the eyes first, everything else second. And that isn't happening over here. It's overwhelming her a bit over here. This client ended up having a fully cool skin undertone and receiving a true summer result. And here's a dress that she sent in one of her true summer colors, which she's loving. When she sent in these after pictures, I was just like, wow. The submission photos that she had sent in really didn't show how smoky her look and feel was. And seeing these after pictures definitely was like a wow, I can totally see the smokiness in her. Can you see the high summer? So some people may be going, well, hold on, she's a soft summer, she's a muted summer. And so I just want to clarify that this is the true summer palette in the system I use, and this is the muted summer palette. And so to bring the true summer colors darker, more neutral, and bring in autumn qualities. And so it would lose some of the coolness that she needs. And so the true summer is the winner in the system I use. In her update email she sent in, she shared that she's had makeup and hair professionals wanting to warm her up to balance out her coolness. And she always felt the warm colors really felt off on her, and she felt really disconnected from them. You can pause this to read. Here's another picture that she sent in, and she knew this red on her was slightly off, but it's not fully off. Like, it could be a bit more smokier red to it, but I'm showing this picture to you because can you get the summer vibe from her? She's very naturally smoky. She screams summer. Here's another picture that she had sent in her in a winter hot pink. This picture as well, if you focus on her face, totally shows her smoky vibe. And this pink, while it's cool, it's overwhelming her a bit. Here's these pictures side by side. Can you see the hot pink is overwhelming her, where over here, you're more inclined to focus on her face. The dress it's all in harmony. Get these pictures are in two different lighting conditions, but you can definitely do the harmony look and feel check. This client has also shared she's going to be experimenting with dyeing some of her clothes. How fun and exciting. She can't wait to see how those turn out. Yay, True Summer. I'm filled with appreciation for you sharing your update with us all. I'm now off to sign on to the Zoom call of the AICI Canada chapter. The meeting's called Coffee Connect, where we meet monthly. And today I'm going to be leading a discussion around let's talk ethics and IP, building awareness and supporting each other. Happy Friday.